Do you want to make your xfce desktop look beautiful? If you want to do so, then continue watching this video till the end. And if you follow all the steps properly, then bingo. For the last few days, I was testing xfce on my decade-old legacy laptop, and I was just mind blown by the amount of performance that it provides. It is so snappy, fast, without any animations, and just straightforward and clean to work with. But somewhere it doesn't look nice. Um, I even tried to screen record, and saw that the CPU usage was extremely low, even during recording, staying around 10% and all. But in Windows, the screen recording, whenever I started it, the CPU usage shot up to 60%. Uh, but somewhere XFCE does not look beautiful. It looks like it's old, bad. So I thought, let's fix that. So first we will begin by searching for a good icon theme. Generally I stick to macOS icons, that white icon theme, because of its 3D design. But the main theme of this video is to make XFCE look beautiful. So I will choose the candy icons. Now, beauty is relative. You can choose any other icons that you feel that is beautiful. For me, candy looks beautiful, so I'm choosing it. Click on download and get the icon theme. We'll save the file. Yeah. Now extract the file in downloads folder. We need to go to home, and then we need to make hidden icons visible. Click on view and check that option. Create a file name with .icons and copy the icon theme. Simple. Now go to settings, appearance, and choose the icon theme. There it is, candy icons. Changed. This will look much better with dark mode, I think. So we can go for a darker theme. Yes, now it looks better. I'm just showing you the steps so that you can use your own theme and own icon packs if you want to create your own design. Now everything is fine, but the gradient look on now everything is fine, but the gradient look on the title bar does not look fine. So let us choose a flat design from the already available themes. I know Graybird Dark, yeah, this will go fine. And this is better. Okay, you can choose your own theme or download the theme and then apply it. Like the way I applied icons, in a similar way, you need to create a folder named .themes in order to apply a complete theme to your desktop. Now we need to go to the terminal. Now, if we go to preferences and then we go to appearance, here we can get transparency, but we want blur. We don't want transparent windows. Yeah, so we need to get a window manager, not a window manager, a window compositor, which supports blur. And for xfce, its default window compositor does not support blur, therefore we don't get the blur effects on transparency. It only supports transparency. So we will go and get something that will support blur. So I will leave the link in the description. You can go from there. Now here we have all the packages that we need for running the window compositor. The compositor that I'm using for uh, this video is PyCom, and that's because it supports blur. So we'll just get them. Now here I had made a mistake. I did not update. So before you start, make sure to update. And after you've done this, then continue the steps that I'm going to show you. Now we also need some other packages that are as shown in this list. This one, libpcre. So we will install it. So for installing, we will just enter this command and hit the enter button, and there we have it, installed. Now we need Python and Git, so we will get them. Now we need to install Meson and Ninja as they're shown. So I'm going to install them now. So follow the commands that I'm going to type. Now we will clone the Git from the website. We need to move to ICOM the folder, and then what am I doing? Now move to the folder PyCom, wherever you have kept it. For my case, I've kept it in the desktop for easier access. Now we need to go to PyCom, the cd PyCom, and move to the folder, and from that we need to run this command, that is git submodule update init recursive. And after this is done, we need to compile. Okay, there we go, done. Now we need to go to the settings. From there we need to open appearances, and no, not appearance. No, we need to disable the window compositor. I don't know where it is. Okay, here we have it. Now disable the default window compositor. And disable the compositor, you will be able to see that the transparency effect just goes away. Now if we start PyCom from here, then the window compositor changes, and now the transparency again comes back, and the window shadow and all the effects that were there when the default compositor was running is now back. But we need to get blur working, right? So we will use a configuration file that has been provided by PyCom whenever we have downloaded it. So let's head on to that folder. There's also cool animation. As you can see, these were not present. Fading in and fading out. Not cool, but something is better than nothing, right? So we have some fade animations. We have a better effect of shadows. Now, as you can see, when I had pressed Control plus C, the PyCom had closed. So the effects had gone away. Now I started PyCom again, and now the animations are back. Okay, now let's move on to the main part, the main blurring. Right? So now I have copied that file, that is PyCom configuration file, that is what is the name? Blurred.conf. Yeah, I've made a copy of the file here, and now we're going to um, go to desktop and then pycom config dot slash blur dot conf. Yeah, now we have the blur effect. We have rounded corners, blur effect. Looks nice. Now let's get a good wallpaper. So I'm taking the images from Pexels. If you like, you can visit there. Now, thank you, Felix, for providing this image. I really like this one. Now, if you open the configuration file, then you'll be able to see several options out here, such as these. So you can exclude the rounded corners from the following softwares which you enter within the list, and you can also change the amount of the how much round the corners will be. So the more is the amount, the more is the corner round. Now I will change the opacity of the active title bars and the active windows. So don't make it 0 because you won't be able to see anything then. So I will change just a bit so that the blur is slightly visible and it's not causing any problem for me also. The main concept is blur. Some internet problem. 0.9. That will work. Okay, here we have it. We have it in the file manager also. I think it will be visible more in white background, so I might switch to white background now for the time being. But with the icon packs, I think uh, black background looks much better. Okay, now it's visible more. Yeah, I've reduced the opacity further. Perfect. Let me change it to 0.8 so that it is easier for the eyes to read and do anything. Fading, we have transparency, opacity that I showed you just now. Okay, now if we talk about the title bars, we can reduce the opacity further, right? That's fine with this. Okay, the blur parameters. Now, if you want a Windows arrow-like blur, then you need to reduce the amount of blurring. Or if you want a fluent blur that we are getting to see in the new version of Windows and 20H2, and when did Windows blur come from in Windows 10? I don't know. In 20H2, we are able to see that fluent blur option. If you want that, then you can increase the blur amount. But I would rather keep it in this form. I think this one looks more clean and prominent, and the blur is more visible. And if we go for the fluent blur, then it looks like the background color is being adjusted according to the background that is there. So let us get Plank now. What is Plank? Plank will just provide you with a dock so that you can open the applications very fast and easily. There we go. We have Plank. Nice little dock in the bottom. Let's open Plank preferences. The settings are Plank so that we can change the looks. Yes. Let's go to behavior, appearance. Is this working? Oh, we don't have any compositor running, right? That's why it's not working. So we first need to run the compositor, that is PyCom. There we go. We have the compositor running. Now we can change the form. So we'll change to transparency. No, we'll change to, I think GTK plus will be better. Yeah, fine. It's fine. Okay. You can add docklets if you need. Um, yeah, perfect. That's all. Now let me just change the color to white. Okay, I will show you with some other applications. Should I? Now, in the terminal, I remember doing the transparent effect. If we remove the transparent effect, then the transparency will continue to be there because we have changed it in the compositor settings. The transparency will, the translucency will be there even if you remove it. So let me change the background color to white because I'm keeping everything white now. Yes, there we go. Close this. Okay, this will be my thumbnail. The candy icons look good in blur and white. At least for me, it's looking beautiful. Okay, that's it for making xfce beautiful. Now you need to add pycom to startup, right? So we need to go to settings, and from there we need to okay, let's go to settings first. Window man, no, uh, the window manager compositor must be disabled. Now we go to session and startup, and from here we go to advanced, sorry, application auto start. Now add, give a name of your choice. Window blur, okay, window compositor. Let me give it window compositor. And the command that will be run, that will be ran while it is starting up, is this: pycom config dot slash blur dot config. Okay, now blur dot config is located in some, it's not located in that folder, so we need to provide the complete path for this. Yeah, that should work. Now whenever you start up your computer, this program will be run automatically, and you will get the blur effect. That's it. Now one more thing, that you don't need to don't forget to remove blank from the blur from the blur list, so that blank is not blurred. If that is if blur is enabled for blank, then you will be able to see that the lower part of the screen completely blurs out all the time. So where you can see my folder, this pycom is there, everything will look blur in that area. So if you don't want that, nobody wants that, right? So you can just disable or remove, sorry, you need to add pycom to the exclusion list. So sorry, not pycom, um, blank to the exclusion list. Now if you want to start a blank on it on its own, then you need to create one more instance in the place where I had shown you the window compositor creation, and there you need to provide the command that is just blank, and then create and save it. So whenever you start up, the command will be run and you will be able to start blank. That's it for this video.